When somebody tells me they don't joke around, I'm like, well, we're probably not going to be friends. So,
Yeah. Then I really like Chesterton, where he's making sort of a higher theological defense of humor, and he sees it as humbleness, where if you're humble, you can take a joke and you can make a joke, because part of the thing, there are guidelines. We'll get to that, but it sometimes humility and humor are connected, and I mean, everybody's got their different personalities, um,
yeah.
and
Well,
and I can't be. Sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was just say Chesterton has a great quote on that. He said, funny is not the opposite of serious. Funny is the opposite of not funny. and, and that's just such a great line, because I can be serious and still be funny.
Right.
And I think that's what Paul, again, what you mentioned in the 1 Corinthians 12, he's saying, the eye can't say to the ear, I have no need of you, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to hear.
Right.
What would be the good in that? And so there's humor, and everybody remembers that illustration. When you teach on the parts of the body, everybody goes, oh yeah, Paul said this in 1 Corinthians 12. They don't remember anything else, but they'll remember that, because
they don't remember his higher
has,
theology. They remember his joke.
Yeah.
It's true. And I've often sort of compared you to like a Christian Jon Stewart because of Church Soup. You're doing a similar thing where you're kind of digesting the news and translating it, for people who you're not only trying to convince, you're trying to disciple. And I think that was what was so powerful and a little dangerous about Jon Stewart, is he was discipling all of us. I loved Jon Stewart until I realized, wait a second, do I agree with everything he's discipling me? And no, I just think he's funny. And I really like, he's still a great comedian, but he's gotten a lot more on the nose, and he's making it real clear now about what he's discipling you in. But way back in 2000, that was a little too egregious, too far out of the guidelines. So I didn't really understand what he's discipling me. But when I feel like, your podcast is named Conversations with the Calvinist, you're not hiding anything, but you are still discipling through Church Soup of here's how to process current events. Here's what, here's a take. And I think because you're using humor, you're not saying this is the only take, but you're making it is still serious, like you were saying.